Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield 2 minutes to the gentleman from California, Mr. Swalwell.
The gentleman from California is recognized for 2 minutes.
I rise in opposition to the Patients' Rights Repeal Act, the 37th such time that the Republican House leadership has had us consider this. Before I came to Congress, I was a prosecutor. And as a prosecutor, I would take my case, present evidence to the jury would reach a verdict, and the case would be closed. The same has occurred with the Affordable Care Act. In 2009 and 2010, this body debated the Affordable Care Act. Evidence that the Affordable Care Act would increase access to quality care was presented. Evidence about eliminating pre-existing conditions was presented. The law was passed by a majority of democratically elected representatives. It was signed into law by the President of the United States, and recently it was upheld by the Supreme Court. We had an election where the President and the candidate who ran against him talked about these, and they had two very different positions. And this President who signed it into law was reelected. The verdict on the Affordable Care Act is in. The case is closed. Mr. Speaker, the benefits are also real. In California, 5.6 million people will have access to health care. There are very serious issues facing our country: growing and lifting our economy, having a green energy policy that makes us independent from other foreign sources of oil, and passing comprehensive immigration reform. But this House Republican leadership is acting like a frivolous litigant, wasting our time, voting over and over and over 37 times to repeal the Affordable Care Act. The 37th time will not be a charm. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. I urge my colleagues to oppose H.R. 45, and I urge the House Republican leadership, stop the insanity, and let's move forward on the issues that will grow our economy, make us independent from foreign sources of oil and how we find our energy, and fix a broken immigration system. Thank you, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Yields back. The gentleman from Texas is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd now like